We know this is like the recession is here because the pound, the dollar, for example, has gone down in value, and we all see that when we go to the shops. We see that when we go to the supermarkets, and our food has increased, for example. So why not purchase your own gold and silver bars monthly? I'm not saying to go and spend everything that you've got. Spend what you can afford each month and see it as a savings account, like as if to say you was going to put money in the bank, like your 10%. Try putting that towards your coins or your silver or your gold bars, for example. But if you are willing to look online, you can buy scrap gold as well as holding gold parties where you can get people to even come to you and bring their gold, for example. Or you can go to their house and they host, and they bring people that have got gold that they want to give for money, of course, not give away, but for money. And then you come out with a gold bag and you come out with a silver bag. And then once you've got enough gold, then you can turn them into bars or you can turn them into coins. And like I said, I believe that silver is like the tortoise that is winning the hare. Do you remember the hare and the tortoise story, whereby the tortoise won the race? I believe that silver is the one that's going to win the race in the end. And this is for long-term investment. Just like if you was putting something into a stock for a pension, for example, then why not do the same with gold and silver, for example, so that when the time comes, when you need it, you've got it. It's there for you to use as you want to. Imagine, my husband, he was the one that was doing the gold and silver parties, and I was the one that went along with him to help him with the weighing and acid testing the actual metal itself, making sure it was real, for example. And then it was so exciting, we'd take it to London and get it melted down, refinery, reputable refinery, for example, get it melted down, then we get the signature, for example. If I still had those gold bars today, they would have been worth about 158,000. And that was just 3 gold bars. So imagine the value after 10 years, for example, that you can get. Because when you're looking at if you're looking at your pension, for example, you get so much with a pension each month, but you may not get your full pension, or your loved ones may not get your full pension. There may be a reduction of some sort, like 25%, depending on what year you take your pension. Sometimes if you take a pension early, then you get less each month. Whereas if you've got like gold bars, gold coins, all of those things, you can just trade some in and say, I'm going to go on holiday, I want to treat myself, rather than living like month to month, check to check. There's a lot more that you can do. Or maybe you've got children that want to go to college, for example. You can pay for their college fee for the year, and they don't have to get a student loan, for example. Or there's a wedding, and you can give as a gift a gold bar. Imagine how they would feel. And they could use that to pay for their wedding, for example. You haven't got to stress as the parent trying to find this money for a wedding, for example. There's so many things that gold and silver can be used for that's going to be versatile. I highly recommend that you start looking at this now before the race is on already. You should be able to see it all around you, the stock markets. You should be able to see that the governments are, flying and shipping over their gold back into their own vaults. That's a sign. That's a sign that this is about to explode. It's exploding anyway, because gold, for 1 ounce of gold being $2,900, for example, and it's going to be $3,000 soon, and then it's going to be like 5, and then 15, then then $20,000 for an ounce. Think about it. And then silver is definitely going to have to 9x, definitely, because it's being used industrial wise. I mean, these AI and these data centers and these chips that they're all talking about, it takes silver. Robots take silver. Solar panels take silver. Apple products takes silver. There's silver in these products, and it needs to be available. So the price is going to go up, and it's going to create scarcity. So now is the time to really start buying them, ready for when and if you do need to use it in an emergency, or maybe you just want to keep it so that you've got it for a rainy day, or you want to save it for your retirement, or imagine that you've got these gold bars and 10 years later you're like, right, I'm going to put money down on a house or an apartment, for example. Or maybe you may want to give it to your children. Here's some gold bars. Let's get this evaluated. Let's turn that into some money so that you can buy your house or apartment, for example. So many things that this can be used for. Like I said, it's not something that's like a get-rich-quick scheme overnight, but it depends how you decide to use it and how you really monitor the value. For example, it's a lot easier than handling stock, looking at the stocks and shares and things like that, because people's pensions have gone into SP 500s, for example. The stock market, things are tumbling, and yes, they'll start going up again, but when is that going to happen? We don't know. But I can tell you, and I'm sure you know as well, you see it, that the governments are grabbing their gold. They're grabbing their gold and silver. They want it in their hands, so that if they need it, they can use it, because they know that the dollar and the pound has gone right down. It's devalued. So this is why the gold and silver is more valuable, and it stands the test of time. Silver has been around for 5,000 years. It is the most trusted metal that you could ever have, because we all know of gold and silver. Back in the old days, when a child was born, you would give them a coin, wouldn't you? You'd give them like a silver coin, for example, or a pound, for example. Depends what year it was. Now, if you had like a 20 pence piece in the UK that was 1983, for example, I'm just trying to think the name of it. It's a coin. It's a 20 pence piece. 1983. if you've got one of those, check out the value of what that could possibly be right now, because it's a rare coin. Check it out. I don't want to say anything, but it's worth thousands. A 20 pence, 20p coin, UK, with the Queen on it, 1983. It's got 1983 on there. It is worth a lot of money right now. If you've got old coins that were given to you, check them out. See what they are, because you could be sitting on things that are thousands of pounds. You know, coins that go out of existence, for example, because, you know, things change. It could be something that you've got that's valuable right now. And I would suggest that you check out your old coins. Check them out, because I'll tell you something, like that one from 1983, which wasn't long ago to me anyway. A 20 pence coin with the Queen on it is worth thousands of dollars. So that is something that I would say to you all to think about. And that's why I'm saying to you that silver will outperform gold. It really already is, if you have got the right coin, for example. But even if you start today, it's going to grow in value over time. And like I said, gold and silver, they will stand the test of time. Money won't. Money is man-made, as we know, and gold and silver is in the ground. There's so much mineral. This is why people fight over these things, don't they? But we really want it so that we want a better life for ourselves. Not for greed, but because we want a better life for ourselves and for our family, for our loved ones, for society. You know, it is something that even for your business, if you've got a business, then please, please, please start saving now. I spoke about this in September last year. Save 10%, but put it into gold and silver so that if and when you get hit by a crisis in your business, then you'll be able to survive. You have got so much